Here you go, let me just pull up the names here. We, the house. No. Yeah. Nice names. So, first cast of my normal tournament. Turns out we have a live game here, so I'm just going with it here. They actually just did a restart because they had the TC War in the rules, which I need to specify and update if there's a TC War instant restart. Right, game? Fair enough. Thanks. Thanks. Okay, I think I guess we'll be fast forwarding a bit to catch up here. Hopefully catch up with the live. So, and take it from there. I'm gonna down the resolution here as much as possible so that I can save as much resources as possible. It's Nomad. First map, always Nomad. The players have gone with random civilizations as the rules state. So we have Cooper in the red with the humans here. Motastic with the Malians. So winning the Nomad random civil of 3 here for sure for Motastic. That's a fantastic Nomad civ. You get to drop your dock right away and produce fish. So that's already a good potential economic start for Motastic. And let's see for the other team. For NoHope, we have No Brain, quite close to Motastic here with the Bulgarians. And No Hands over here with the Ethiopians in the blue. So Ethiopians certainly have some advantages, of course, with their plus 100 food, 100 gold upon reaching each next age. But they're very likely to go for archers, which could arguably be an issue for Nomad for in terms of distance. But looking at No Hand's position here, Woodline, Gold, Hunt, good starting spot overall. And potential for a good map for a boom here to expand for No Hands and get a lot on the map on their own if No Brain can keep the other guys busy. Cooper not too far off either though when he was here scouting with sheep, so he probably suspects something is going on here. Thanks for the follow, LapoAJS. Bulgarian Archer. Yeah. Sounds about right. Funnily enough, you might need to resort to that on Nomad because of the of the lack of mobility for Ethiopian Seers. But yeah, Bulgarians, we didn't mention that. Bulgarians in the purple area. I haven't played a lot of Bulgarians on Nomad, but I guess the Kreposts can come in handy for map control, not to mention they're more than decent cavalry. So maybe not to be underestimated. We're at 8.5 minutes here. Let's just have a quick look at the players scouting. Cooper seems to have an idea of No Hand's location here, whereas Motastic with the Malians does not suspect a thing about purple being right around the corner here, so that could be a surprise. We see they're using sheep to scout here and now sending the ships along the sea as well, maybe eventually to scout the shoreline. I'm guessing Motastic is aiming for water control here with the Malians, given their strong economy for Nomad and ways to hold that control. No Hands is very lacking scouting here, using villagers as we can see, so probably didn't find any sheep early on, which is hurtful when you need to scout the map. Does have some fish eco going though, that goes for all of the players. And finally, let's see for No Brain, also not knowing that Motastic is right around the corner. Yeah, we're not going to see a lot of skirms in team games, I think, Manchobaba. So first player on the way to the Feudal Age is Motastic. Good lead overall here. That's the power of the Malians on these hybrid maps or Nomad maps anyway. And I guess let's have a look at Motastic's movement here then with the second dock up here, investing heavily into fish, but being first to the Feudal Age, that basically means that Motastic is in a good spot to contest that and keep it as well. I'm seeing gold as an issue here for Motastic. Ooh. Alright, he's found No Brains gold here, and as is allowed, walling in resources. These are more actual defensive walls than laying resource walls, but they're going to share the golds here. But looking at the Feudal Age timings here, we have Motastic reaching the Feudal Age now. No Brain with 1 minute 15 seconds to go. Should definitely consider a tower at this gold, I think, to send No Brain off the gold and to preserve the only gold within reasonable distance from Motastic's starting or first town center here. Loom. Ooh, up to the Feudal Age without Loom for Motastic, actually. Of course, rushing it now, being so close to the enemy situation. And there's the tower I was talking about. Yeah, so bye-bye gold for No Brain, who will also be struggling for gold here, unless they find it down here. It's been scouted, so some decent sheep scouting here from No Brain. Seeing galleys for Motastic. Not fire galleys, surprisingly so, but Cooper is supplying some fire galleys down here and also has the Bulgarian player's dock fairly close here. So that explains the fire galley investment, I guess. The opponent dock so close. More efficient at taking out especially buildings, but also other ships. Overall, the eco situation slightly in favor of WeTheHoused here, 63 to 59. But again, gold's going to be some trouble. Recently, No Brain with 4 on stone now to be able to put up some defensive towers and eventually maybe a Krepost. Castle Age on the way already, actually. So that should probably mean a Krepost to reclaim this gold and then extending. While Motastic investing into 4 galleys here and will be going for the prolonged feudal here to try and claim water control. Humans to TC. Not usually a good idea for Nomad, but an option, of course. But with the second TC, you're essentially ruling out the option of using your docks as well. It's wood and food heavy to keep the second TC running in the Feudal Age. You won't be able to do much on water, much less contest water like Cooper is doing here. So I can see why that second TC is not coming up for the humans anytime soon. Motastic with the Malian scout, so claiming some land control here as well. Nice quick walls from No Brain here to keep you up. The issue here is that no hands. Well, we'll be losing the fisher, but we see only 5 fish for no hands, right? On the way to the Castle Age now. Both players, in fact, of NoHope on the way to the Castle Age. So they might just beat the Malians here. Advantage here by getting up to the next stage earlier. Krepost for the Bulgarians and, I don't know, crossbows maybe for the Ethiopians. They do have options for siege as well, but both options kind of slow. As we see, no hands moving out here with getting quite lucky here to find Cooper's gold, I have to say. Castle Age just around the corner. 3 archers to become. Wait, no hands. Oh, there we go. Sees it now. Archers with fletching soon to become crossbows. Bodkin and crossbows should be easily affordable, given that extra resources for the Ethiopians kicking in with Castle Age. Let's see. Ooh, and the siege workshop going for the kill here. No hands on Nomad. That's gonna be a rough one for Cooper to hold now with the. Albeit with the Castle Age on the way here, but still 1 minute 45 seconds away. It's going to call for some serious defense here. Castle for No Brain at home here. So no less, not just a Krepost, but a castle near the starting TC. So very much cramped up in the corner here. This castle does protect woodlines and golds and some stones here, so you could expand that into a crepost brush later on. And let's have a quick look at the Eco KD. NoHope killed 5 builders, so that's something. And NoHope has lost a total of 9 builders here, so not the best eco situation for No Brain. On the other hand, No Brain is kind of the bait here now, allowing No Hands to get a better map expansion to their side and getting a boom going. Stirrups, Knights incoming. Yeah, maybe that's the reason for the castle. That's a good point. See a flare on the water here. Scouts did find a way in to hit the stone a bit, getting a few more kills here. So good value from Moltastic as well. 9 builders killed from Moltastic. Cooper has killed... oh, well, it's not necessarily builders, it's of course ship as well. Yeah, the colors are confusing, or the placements are confusing. You'd think that these guys are teammates and these are teammates, but that's not the case. Significant stone investment for Cooper here now. Wants to get a defensive cast lap, I'm sure. To keep the Ethiopians crossbows out. No Hands staying 1 TC here. Did lose the fish, didn't he? While the Moltastic scouts are still annoying on the stone here as well. Crepost to deny Moltastic of stone here. Moltastic with gold investment over here, though actually has a fairly... has good potential to move out across the north side, so there's a good chance that Moltastic can gain an advantage here now, also reaching the cast edge. But lots of the population here is on water for Moltastic, keep that in mind. Defensive castle for the humans player now, one only alone. This is the 1650 to 1800 bracket, so it should be within that range, roughly. Yeah, Ethiopian's crossbows forward, coming to a short there, running into castle fire. As No Hands will be losing the block, and NoHope and No Hands essentially are off water. Water most important in the early game of Nomad, though, to get your food economy boosted to get the fuel and cast agents, and after that, of course, it's still fish to benefit from massively, but I think No Hands and No Brain are wisely taking control over the land map to some extent. We see Moltastic expanding here as well, securing the gold in the middle here. But for now, No Hands is more or less untouched on land, which could be an issue for WeTheHoused still, even though they have a convincing score lead now. I think if this goes long, green and blue will have a large late game fight. Yeah. Maybe we will get to see Malin champ Scarls here. This is the only TC of Cooper, though. Cooper doesn't really have an escape aside from maybe making a transport ship and transporting over to to the north side or something. Since they do control water, that's an option. But it doesn't look good either for red or for purple here. But the defensive castle, of course, stops cast execution to some extent. Well, your 200 swordsmen will cut champ skulls to 4 pieces. I'm not too sure about that. There's still champions versus 200 swordsmen. Even with the extra armor. Yeah, there's some slinging going on here from no hands to no brain did this, and Stonewall didn't send. I didn't catch it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I still see the champions winning that, but we won't know until we see it. Motastic with the defensive castle now will not get the castle up in time to stop the Krepost, but if the castle goes up, at least the Krepost will be rendered useless. It could be a means to buy some time here as well for No Brain to stabilize the economy a bit. Looking at the economy situation, WeTheHoused vastly ahead, but that could be attributed to some extent to the fish income as well. Well, about the hit points then, this is the same hit points. Motastic clutch. Could be. You see the 4th TC going up for the Malians here. So a good random sim in that case for these players. But is it three TCs for no hands as well here? Another castle for no brain here. Managing to expand and deny some resources here. And has seen that TC, so this castle, if it goes up, will take Motastic off gold here, but there's gold on this TC as well, so you're not taking Motastic completely off gold. Has some good expansion to the neutral resources from the green player though, and no hands still committing to the siege mainly. What's the army? There are crossbows hitting the Malians as well. I guess that makes sense because Motastic is the one with the most potential for expansion here. You need to punish that, which NoHope, the team, are correctly doing here. Stopping Motastic from getting these resources and establishing that multiple TC economic boom. No really low villagers though compared to these other guys. Even Cooper has more than twice the villagers of No Brain at this point, so 3 TCs for the humans here now, so eco situation stabilizing for Cooper, going for the Kipchaks. Guess I kind of like that for the mobility of it, but obviously we'll be needing bloodlines, we'll be needing upgrades, all of that stuff. None of the sort just yet. Not much interesting going on in the naval battles, but since the recent patch, Cannon Galleon is instantly available after chemistry, so that might be something we see if there are enough buildings close to the shoreline here for the team controlling water. Geppettos from Motastic, nice, making use of the defensive castle to produce some units to be annoying and cause some idle eco on No Brain side already. Score leads significantly ahead for WeTheHoused here. When was the last time you saw Geppettos versus Conix? Defensive monks are out. Okay, that's just the castle there making some noises. Down goes the market, so no market abuse for Cooper, by the looks of it. Has some defensive magnets out, and here comes another castle for the humans. So going to be the Kipchak investment for Cooper here, hunting down the rest of that battering ram as well, and not taking any chances with the castle here. Commits no less than 22 villagers to get this castle up, and that's gonna go up for sure. While this castle of no hands could be denied as well by these two magnals. So now Cooper's in the process of re-expanding here. And looking at the military count, WeTheHoused also ahead in military. Motastic going imp and going for the swordsman line as well. So we might see Wally and Champs Carls here after all. Shotel Warriors, nice addition to Snipe Mangonels. They have high attack, so they could take out these Mangonels here. Dodging Castle Fire as well with a little bit of movement there, so that's a good one from No Hands. This castle might go up, but in the meantime we have Motastic halfway or even more to the Imperial Age, which will allow for trebuchets to deal with the Krepostans castles of no brain up here. And not to mention Farimba cavalry. Shotel warriors are giving PTSD right now. Because they slay eagles? Is that it? $196 villagers, 100 for eco situation, much better for WeTheHoused here. Both players to imp, and surprisingly so since they both were later to the Castle Age. Oh yeah, King sniped in the community game, you're right. Right. Let's have a look at NoHope's resources here. No any sign of an imp anytime soon here, and we're also behind in military. This does not look good for NoHope when both players of WeTheHoused are about to approach the Imperial Age here. Is that in range now? Another juicy forward castle from Moltastic here to deny lots of farm and also provide a point of defense for any trebuchets here to deal with the castles and purpose of no brain, while no hands trying to deal with the humans here, but mainly making crossbows here, playing as Ethiopians would probably usually do, playing into their strengths with their fast firing archers, but is it going to be enough with Kipchak's numbers increasing? This castle might go down actually, because there aren't any enough builds here to repair, I think, unless the Kipchak can snipe their rams in time. Yeah, maybe they will. Repair builds are in place. Last. Wait, is the castles? Are the castles within range here? That's it. With Imperial Age right around the corner for Cooper as well. WeTheHoused take the first game, and it is a 1-0. You got to hand it to them with the Malians for a random steal from Nomad, though. We'll see what the next map will be. It could be a rough one, and these are all good land civs, but Ethiopians obviously have better arbs than the Malians. And Cubans arguably better cavalry than the Bulgarians as well. But not to underestimate the Conics, of course. But that's the first game. WeTheHoused take the win. Land Nomad will be a shot in the foot, yes. Maybe they'll play a naval map actually, like Nile Delta or Pilgrims or some such. Well, I guess we'll search the map and see if we can find the next one as well. We could show the... what would be a good time killer between the two games? Someone wants... Where is it? Here it is. Isn't that kind of a... It's not kind of a... spoiler? Yeah, fine. Let's fill in while they launch and discuss for the live game here. So we'll grant Karanev's wish here. For Bedouins. Oops. That doesn't look pretty. We can just restart the whole thingy. Well, grant Karanev's wish for the Nomad game that didn't count. I guess we could call it. Yeah, no, it's messed up because of it's for the other. I'll do the video. Alright. Well, technically it's still the 2v230. Karaneve with the Burmese. This is kind of spoilers though for later. Ooh! Starting with a horse. I clearly don't know my own maps. But that's the way it goes. I said it's going to be Bedouins. If you get to start against Scout, so be it. Oh, oh. What's going on here? So Karanve dropping the first TC here. Let's see for the other locations. They're all kind of close here. And somehow Luxman has already been able to get the TC up while the others are building near the shorefish, as is quite customary for Bedouins and African clearings with all the shorefish. Nice pond for Karanve here, but since Karanve sent this game, that's who we are going to try and follow here. No villager fighting before minute 5, it's the rule. As a panic house goes up here for Karanve. And guess we'll just have to see what's going to happen here. Luxman getting some scouting down here. Lord of Sports as well. Guess they're both kind of close to Karanve here. Surely killing enemy horses. What's with the houses? Right next to the TC. Alright. Not sure what I'm looking for here, but I'm seeing at the players' locations. Wait, what? I'm hoping Karanaribe will tell me. Let's look for it. We're okay. We're past the 5-minute mark. Villager fighting now allowed. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Hello. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Where's the cow? Where's the horse? Where's the horse? Run! Oh, pure fellow. No. Oh, are you kidding me? No! No way. Well, get that. Get that thing. Good thing you're not Gothskarribe. Otherwise that war would be... No, 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 no way. No way, no way. Taking it home. The nerves of this guy. Imagine the horror when I know I have to make an action immediately after game unpauses at that point. Wow. So that's it then. War stolen. Up goes the barracks for the Burmese at minute 15. Save and restore it is, and I think that actually didn't happen because of some issues with the save game file. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone lame a board from under a TC before, and much less succeed. So we'll give him that. Now let's see if we can find our friends from WeTheHoused. Okay, here we go. Nile Delta. Okay, interesting. Let's fix the names again and the score, and then we're good to go. We the host are up 1-0, and Nile Delta it is. Looked like some sudden lag issues there. Maybe we're good to go. They're clearing their places, and wait, are they settling on the same side? Are they settling on the same side? No way. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's aggressive. Oh. Yeah, Motastic, where are you going? You're going to the other side to get your free boom, aren't you? With the Ethiopians. No, you're not. This is so... I can't fast forward now. This is super aggressive. Sokotra Nomad. Yes. Okay, so guess what? Cooper found the TC location of No Hands. Of course, can't fight. That's against the rules. The villager fighting. No Brain is here. He also can't drop a TC on the enemy because that's against the rules as well. TC Wars is instant restart just to get the game started. But still. Okay, there we go. Motastic settles on the other side here. So Motastic has got this whole big island on his own, while Cooper is going to be playing Socotra against the others here with Bulgarians, maybe in Krepos rush and really take the others off after game here on land. But that kind of hesitation that really delays Motastic and Cooper's town centers here could work to their couldn't be to their disadvantage, but this could also be a thought through play by Cooper and his teammate to snag some of the resources and yeah, force some fighting on the island where the opponents have already settled. So this is going to be interesting. Bulgarians are good for holding, but Cubans are good for destroying defensive players. Yeah. Maybe no hands will go over to the other island with the second feudal HTC, who knows? But this opening for Cooper and Multasi really sets them back here. They don't even have docks yet, right? Here's the dock for the Ethiopians player. But that's going to be contested by No Brain and No Hands that should have a villager lead by far now, 14 villagers to 8. This doesn't start well for WeTheHoused. They did recover nicely in the previous game though. So I guess never say never. But I want this to be live, so let's fast forward at least a bit here. Naming resources is allowed. Cooper is mainly scouting with villagers here. Maybe to... Wait, what? Ah! Yeah, he's playing the full lame game here now. WeTheHoused both got housed. Yeah. Guess how they picked their name then. Oh, such a lamer boy, man. He's gonna shoot all the ostrich? No, he's gonna take that, get that dog app. Well, No Hands is scouting the waters to try and see if Cooper has settled somewhere, so I'm gonna look for the other island as well. They do know that Cooper is on their island because they saw him landing, I'm pretty sure. But you obviously need to know what's up here. What is this ingeniousness? Sending one sheep over to scout the enemy island. Alright, so Cooper docking the enemy side. That could be rough to hold depending on the progression here, but if you look at the villager counts, there really should be no hope that goes up first here. Claiming resources from under an opponent TC is allowed if successful. Before minute 5, yes. Dr. Slow, hello. Welcome. So there's the feudal age still catching up with the live here. Blacksmith or no one's. I guess we need to slow down a bit here just to not miss too much. So I'll slow it down to normal speed. With the house on the way up, NoHope already up here means that NoHope should be claiming and holding water here about without big trolls. He will do Ram Rush. You think so, Grabon? That's your play on Nile Delta. Second Cuban TC on the enemy island and Ram Rush. Still Dark Age for Cooper. Just imagine a few towers. Don't they know that Cooper is here or what's going on? Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. Village is in for Cooper with the Bulgarians here. Instantly drops the Market Blacksmith. It's going FC Krepos Rush here. Is it? No, let's go to gold. Color be confused. Fish Eco is off limits for Cooper. And that transport ship with one sheep still running around or floating around. One big issue for NoHope here is that Motastic will have the best free boom of their life here now though, because there's no contesting this side until they establish some presence over here. The clock is kind of ticking for that. You need to contest Motastic's food eco here as well with the 2 docks now up. And yeah, only 4 fish, thankfully, so that should probably go down. If No Brain goes for it here, yeah, it should be good fish. No significant investment for Motastic though. Here comes the second TC for No Hands, with the humans committing to the feudal second TC on gold now, probably with the intention of making more naval military more easily sustainable and whatever land aggression is going to kick in here. Good news is that the Ethiopian tech tree between mid-imp and post-imp is shit. They certainly lack mobility and raiding potential. You can't really discourage their late game siege though, which could come into play in team games. But that will obviously be gold heavy. Water situation is on point for NoHope here for sure. We also have the red player humans going up to the Castle H. Ethiopian free boom now. Yeah, it's gonna have that for a while as well until contested. We could have a look at the scouting. No scouting of the situation, right? What the range is this? This is 1650 to 1800 bracket, I believe. Alright, so cast stage for humans, making villagers out of the second TC as well. Okay, I see the links are fucked in that command. I need to fix that later on. Some time. For now, just copy paste the actual link before the numbers, I guess. Alright, so Cooper is going to play the bait this time. On the previous Nomad game, he was the one kind of carrying for his team, or at least eco and map control wise. That's like the most fuck you crap post ever. But on the other hand, the Cubans are still in the fuel age, so how do they stop it? Would have to force up a tower, but with the second town center built, you can't counter tower this unless you've been mining stone as the Cubans here. No hands. Pumping out a scout just to have some army presence on the field here, but that's not going to stop that Greffos from going up, rendering the second TC of the Cubans player here useless. No gold access, no farm access. Good first Greffos from Cooper there for sure. Cheap will guarantee TC going up here as well. Something tells me Cooper has some Socotra experience. Why no Rams? Here's the Siege Workshop. Dennis, okay, one. But you can't make Rams if your eco isn't set up for it. Certainly a good way to hold off the Krapos, though, if you can get some capped Rams out and just demolish these forward buildings with 2600 HP. Well, this map is pretty water heavy as well, so they were probably having water in mind as well for the humans player. Oh, 2 docks. Motastic actually not being contested on land at home is perfectly free to contest the water here and win water single-handedly for WeTheHoused now. So looks like the tactic is playing out well for WeTheHoused here. Stone walls even for Cooper to deny map expansion to the south here for No Hands No Bread. Good map playing there to neglect so many resources like that. Reading the TC placement from these ogres. I think Bulgarian guy needs murder holes. I'm not sure if Cooper means to go continued Krepos rush here. I think that's just that one Krepos to effectively deny one TC, go into a bit of a boom and just deny expansion and keep the 2 players of NoHope busy here. Cooper's only task here literally is just to keep NoHope busy so that Motastic can boom like a madman and also hold water with the Ethiopian's navy here, hopefully. Eventually, with the numbers. Looks like the naval numbers are comparable here, though, and bit of a house situation for the Cubans player. About to lose a TC as well. That house situation could be really bad. He's holding the rest of the land like Stalingrad. Yeah, look at the Krepos here. No entry here or expansion here for the Cubans. And you could consider walling here as well if you prefer to really starve NoHope of resources here. A sword through the chest with dagger and balls. Ouch! Conix on the field as well. Cooper is with this kind of placement here is really in a spot to win this 1v2 on his own here. I mean, Cuban's strong, economic strong cast H save, I'd say as well, with the optional cap drives and cast H and resources. Of course he's stealing farms, he barely has any of his own. And yeah, let's look at scouting here for red and purple. No presence, barely any presence at all. No presence at all on the other island. Conics raiding about. They have... Do they have... What's their upgrades? They have +1 defense at least. Demolition ship from No Brain probably fighting for their life to hold water here, but no help to be had from the humans here, with humans having to defend the land instead, or try to hold off here. Nah, but you don't really need to stress the +2 armors for the Conics here. They're just here to be... But make use of the production buildings and to be annoying here. Where's our casting man? We'll get there. Realized there was a live set going on, so get to it. Yeah, Conics are strong without upgrades. That's a good point as well, because you still get the dismount in the version. Siege Workshop about to go down here for no hands, and here comes the fleet of Motastic with convincing numbers now on the naval situation. We'll be taking out the blocks here and starving NoHope of the naval resources. Well, score is deceivingly similar, but no question about WeTheHoused being in the better spot here. More builders, more army, more map control. So, looks like we have a resign here. Very well played for WeTheHoused to take it to 0 here. But I also think it was pretty smart of them to have one player playing to the Bulgarians' strengths on land here by landing on the enemy side, while Motastic lands the other side and gets a free boom with the Ethiopians here. Didn't look like that was the plan initially, because Motastic was also kind of having to transport on this side. But then chose to go to the other side instead, so that's some good adaptation there. Allowing Cooper to just keep 2 players busy here and giving Ethiopians a more than decent boom on this side. 3 TCs, as we see, no other player has 3 of them. So the set ends 2-0 with a convincing military naval investment exclusively here for Motastic. That's it. Ending with a Nile Delta game. Interesting. But pick, but not working entirely out to the explanation. Will you be casting all of the 1000 to 1250 games? No, I'm picking samples of every